And welcome back to Tech Tuesday. So today's Tech Tuesday is about tape. I get this question a lot on the type of tape that I use. So we're going to switch over and I'm going to show you kind of what I've ended up with and why I use it. So welcome to Tech Tuesday and let's get going. All right. So the tape story has been going on for as long as I've been painting, really. There's always a need for some sort of tape, especially with airbrushing as far as masking goes. There's always some need for it, you know, to block off a border, to clean up a border, or just to use as a mask to cut something out. So what I started with way back was this artist tape, and the idea behind artist tape is it's a little bit lower tack than your normal masking tape. So it tends not to pull up the surface of like paper. So as you put this stuff down and pull it, it has less of a chance, let's say that. So this is where I started really. But this does do that. It does pull up paper. What's nice about most artist tape is not only is it supposed to be lower tack, it's usually acid free too. So as you put this on a piece of paper, if you're using it to hold paper, it won't transfer acid from the tape onto the paper, which will turn it yellow. So that's the other reason to kind of look at the artist tape. But like I said, it has its disadvantages. It's wildly inconsistent if you buy different brands. So one company's idea for artist tape is not the other company's. So so I needed something a little bit different. There is, of course, automotive masking tape, which if you do any airbrushing, you'll see this stuff around a lot. This one's made by 3M, and this is a highly aggressive tape. It's a very strong tape, but it works really, really well for masking. The problem is, again, it's super high tack, so if you're not careful, if you're using this on paper, it'll absolutely rip the paper up. It just really adheres well. It's designed for metal, for doing actually automotive refinish, but it's a great tape too. I use this occasionally, mostly just for masking on metal. So then my journey led me to this stuff here. And this is a tape made by FBS. Show you the packaging here. And this is their gold tape. It's K-UTG gold, and there'll be a link for this in the description too. So this tape came about because it is a masking tape, but it is also lower tack than the yellow tape. So I really liked it. So what I was doing was, the reason why this came up was when I first started the black and white paintings, I was doing them on pastel or colored paper like this. And what was happening was the artist tape was ripping up the paper as I pulled off the border. So I needed another option. And I had this tape, but I hadn't really used it too much. So when I started using it, it was a perfect solution. It worked really, really well. It didn't pull up the paper, and but yet it masked very cleanly. So that's what happened. Incidentally, what happened after that was I switched to a synthetic paper. This is polypropylene. So now I could use this stuff on it if I wanted to, but I've just gotten so used to the way this stuff works and how well it works that I use it for everything now. What's also really nice about this K-UTG gold tape is it comes in different widths as well. The 3M tape has a few different sizes too, but this comes in all different sizes. So if I'm doing a border around a painting, I just need to clean up the border. There's this great 1/2 inch tape. There's 3/4 inch tape, which is nice, which is pretty standard. And then what's really, really nice is this stuff comes on a roll too, like this. So if I'm doing just full-on masking where I have to cut something out, this works great. And again, this goes back to like the streamlining video where I talk about how I prime all the surfaces with auto-borne sealer to get them all the same. Now all the instances of masking, I know exactly what I'm using. I have the same product, which is really, really nice. It's just because, again, I know what to expect when I put this stuff down, whether it's on a roll, a big sheet, or whether it's just the small tape. So really, really helpful. One other really nice thing about the FBS tape that I found is it is reasonably transparent. So It looks orange on the roll, but when you pull it off, it's more yellowish. But anyway, when you have this stuff here, move this around, so you can see. When you put this down onto whatever you have, it's reasonably transparent. It makes it a great mask if you're cutting something out, if you need to register it against something, where certainly the yellow tape, the 3M tape, is not see-through. Grab a piece of that and show you. This is the regular 3M masking. So this stuff here, you can kind of see through it, but it's much more opaque. And then even the artist tape has roughly about the same opacity as the 3M tape. And I'll put a link to, actually, no, it's thin. So the artist tape is thin, so you can see through that too. So that's a huge bonus, again, because you can see through it when you're actually, working with this stuff. It just helps out a lot, because what I can do now is if I'm working on using it as an adhesive mask, now I can see through it, so I can cut. I can cut exactly what I need to cut. That's harder to do with the 3M tape. And that's it. So there is your tape story. Pretty simple, pretty quick, but again, if you've struggled with dealing with finding a good tape, this FBS stuff is really something else. And what's nice too is once you get into their product line, they have a number of different type of masks and tapes. So if this gold doesn't quite do what you need it to do, say you need something a little bit more transparent, a little bit thinner, they have that. So it's a nice company to kind of get kind of one-stop shopping for all your masking materials. So I'll put a link to them so you can see what they've got, and that should get you on your way for your masking needs. All right, so for Steve Leahy and Tech Tuesday, thank you all. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe and hit that bell icon. It all helps very much, and I appreciate everyone out there, and I will catch you guys on the next one.